Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Kill Count. Today I will be covering The Exorcist, released in 1973. By the way, this was originally supposed to be the Season 2 finale, so that's what I'm going to make it. The Exorcist is actually a good-ass movie. It's about this girl named Reagan and her mum Chris. Reagan slowly starts getting sinister after fucking with her Ouija board. They try over and over to help her, but nothing works, until they actually start the exorcism. But anyways, fuckers, let's get to those weird-ass kills. The movie begins in this very hot desert. Looks like these motherfuckers are working tough. It cuts to this little shit running for some reason. He goes to tell this guy they found something. He goes to see and starts looking at all these little pieces they found, then looks in this little spot. He finds this rock that has a very weird ass demon on it, some shit. It cuts back to him, but now he's over here sipping. This guy asks if he wants some more, but Father kindly declines. Then it cuts to him here, where he talks to this guy about leaving. He gives him a hug and walks his bitch ass out of there, but before leaving, he goes to this rock place, where he sees a very unusual statue. Opening ends with some choppy zoom-ins. Now we meet the best mum in the world, Chris, and yes, that's the most man name you ever heard. She goes to close her daughter's window, and the next morning she goes to film a movie. Yeah, bro, this bitch is a movie actress in the movie, and in real life, what the fuck, bro? She goes to get into all of this for the movie. By the way, also this director is important later on. Then we see this motherfucker walking away. He's important too. Chris decides to walk home. When she makes it home, we finally meet the shit of the show, Reagan.
Mom, you should have seen this man came along on this beautiful gray horse.
Really? What kind?
Pretty.
She starts telling her mum how fucking great her day was. Then she fucking chases her bitches down, and it cuts back to that guy. He goes to see his mum. Apparently he's a priest named Damien. Later that night, his mum goes to sleep and he leaves. Back to Reagan. Her mum comes in, then she finds this Ouija board and asks how it works.
You know how?
I'll show you.
It somehow flies towards her, but motherfucker don't even care. It gets dark, and she starts to tuck Reagan in. They talk for a long ass time, then we go back to Damien. He goes up to this guy and says he wants out.
I need reassignment, Tom. I want out of this job. It's wrong. It's no good.
Where this guy literally says nothing the whole time. Yeah, I would leave too. It cuts to Chris going on a whole rant because Regan's dad won't even call her on her birthday, while Regan listens on this bullshit. Later that night, Chris goes in the attic to see if there's rats, but instead gets the shit scared out of her. Then it cuts to this priest. He sets up the church, only to find this very weird statue decoration, while Regan's getting a shot at the hospital. While she sits there, a demon shows on the screen for like 1 second, and she gets a little more moody.
I don't want it.
Then does a bunch of weird shit. Fucker looks way aghast. The doctor goes to tell Chris some shit. Apparently Regan's over here swearing. Now kids, swearing is bad. Fuck all you little bitches. Back to Damien. He goes to see his mum, because apparently she's in this mental place, some shit. His mum tells him to fuck off, but he can't help to feel sad, and goes Rocky Balboa mode. It cuts to a big ass party Kaiser's throwing. This random ass guy is really gassed.
And you never went bowling with Goebbels either, I suppose, eh? Nazi bastard.
Fucker gets his ass choked out. Chris goes to check on Regan, and when she goes back downstairs, Regan randomly spawns in and starts pissing everywhere. Yeah, no one looks good. Chris just says she hasn't been feeling well and gives her a fast fucking bath. Then when she goes back downstairs, she starts hearing Regan screaming. When she goes in the room, the fucking bed is shaking. Like, holy fuck, bro. Then it just cuts to this random ass guy. He goes to see Damien, where he's drunk. He says his mum ended up dying, so I'm going to add her to the kill count. Then that guy just leaves, while Damien dreams about his mommy. Then it cuts to Regan tweaking out again. The doctor just says it's in her head, and Chris starts telling him about the bed shaking.
I got on the bed. The whole bed was thumping and rising off the floor and shaking, the whole thing.
It cuts to Regan up in this thing, where a lot of blood just starts gushing out. And they take her x-ray. The doctor says there's nothing there. Then it just cuts to Regan flipping the fuck out again.
Keep away! The sow is mine!
They pin her down and stick her with some shit, and the doctors just say it's some normal shit, and Chris starts getting all pissed off. They do another test, where motherfucker says this shit.
You keep any drugs in your house?
No.
Fucker sounds gassed. Then he says they need to find a psychiatrist. When she goes back home, the lights cut off. She goes in Reagan's room all freezing ass. This guy comes over and he says that Burke died, you know, the director. So on the kill count, he goes, then holy fuck. Reagan does the famous spider crawl. Then it cuts to this guy asking Reagan if there's something inside of her. I.O. Not like that, you sick fucks. She says sometimes, bro, not like that, you motherfuckers. She wigs the fuck out for like the 4th time, then gets all serious. She squeezes the living fuck out of his balls. But they get her off. Back to Damien, this detective talks to him. But they already know each other. They walk around, where the detective tells him about that director who died. Reagan flips out again, bro, but fucker just turns normal or fast. The doctor says she may be possessed, and to find a priest, they get back home, and that detective looks at the stars going up to their house. Then he goes to talk to Chris. He starts asking about the murder, then immediately switches up and becomes a fanboy. When he leaves, Chris hears some shit with Reagan again. Everything is flying everywhere, and she makes Chris eat that shit. Reagan, you gross bitch. She knocks her bitches down, then motherfucker does a whole 360 with her head.
Your canting daughter!
It cuts to Damien. He goes to see Chris. Looks like she got some major damage. They go for a walk, and Chris asks if he knows anything that's happening, but no, he don't know anything. She starts asking about possessed stuff, and also asks if he would see her. They get there, and he goes in the room, Reagan looking even more messed up. He talking to her, and asks what his mum's name is, then she fucking throws up all over him. Then talks to Chris. She asks if he can perform her exorcism.
You tell me you know for a fact that an exorcism wouldn't do any good. You tell me that!
Then he leaves, he goes to church, and it literally just cuts to him already talking to Reagan again. He starts asking her a bunch of random ass things, until he brings out some holy water, and she reacts vividly. Then he goes down to talk to Chris, and says that holy water wasn't really that.
It's tap water.
That night, he goes over the recording, but then gets a call to go over to Chris's. It's all freezing ass in Reagan's room. Her stomach says, help me. So he goes to ask this guy for someone to help him with the exorcism. They talk about a guy who didn't that before, and you know who that guy is. Yeah man, it's Father Merrin, you know from the beginning. He goes to Chris's, where it's officially revealed it's him. He starts talking to Damien, and they get ready to perform the exorcism. Then they finally go in. Merrin starts with some holy water, then they start reading words from the Bible. The bed starts to float, and this freaks the fuck out of Damien. They go in again, they chant again, while everything flies everywhere, and she starts doing that weird ass head thing. Then the motherfucker starts floating.
It's the power of Christ that compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
But when she comes back down, Damien straps her in until fucker slams his ass. After that, she calms down and they take a little break. Merrin goes in the bathroom while Damien goes back in the room. Merrin comes in and tells him to chill out while he gets ready to do some. Damien hears something, and when he goes back in the room, he sees that Merrin is dead. He tries to save him, but nope. While Reagan laughs, Damien just starts beating the living fuck out of her and tells her to take him. Yuking it going into him, but it comes out and he fucking jumps out of window, tumbling all the way down to his death. Looks like the demon got out of Reagan. It cuts to them getting ready to move. Before they do, Father Dyer talks to them. The movie ends with him and the detective walking off. I counted 4 deaths in this movie, 3 guys and 1 girl. I will give Golden Peter Griffin for coolest kill to Damien the Broham, and Drunk Peter for gayest kill to that director.
On the next kill count.
You just did the best thing you can do. You just did the best thing you can do.